Welcome. My name is G. Hello. And today I will do a tryout to explain God, universe, Gaia, higher self, and how we can resemble divinity with our everyday life. How can we study the divine, study spirituality, and enhance our bodies, our minds, our hearts, our higher selves? How we can enhance Gaia, how we can enhance the universe, how we can enhance the whole with God. So I will share with you intuition, I will share with you communication channel that I have been very interested in my life. And every time I go a little bit closer, I get truly amazed how we are truly connected. Amazed how we can break the wheel. Amazed how we can change the world for the better with all. Amazed how God really talks to each and every single one of us. And it's always sharing the most beautiful energy for us to develop our own life the best way. So this is not a solution, this is just a thought. Just a thought that can become something greater, something bigger. And for that I need the help of everybody. Everybody that has the same interest, everybody that has the same energy, everybody that has and is and wants to enhance all Gaia, all higher self. So let's start. Let's start with something that we all know something about, which is our own divinity. Let's start with something that we all wish to know, which is energy, frequency, and vibration. We all want to know how the universe works. We all want to know how God works. We all want to know how Gaia works. And the more we know how we work, the body, the mind, the higher self, the more we will see the resemblance in all. So my purpose in life was to have energy. Energy in the body, I thought. Energy in the mind, energy in everything that we can associate to life. And in order to live life, we need energy. So what is energy? How is energy helping us? And many more we can ask, many more we can do, much more we can focus on. But today, it's just a glimpse. Today is just the first time I'm trying to say it out loud, to try to draw something or more things about it, try to write more about it. But the purpose, is for all that are interested in developing energy for all for free, energy for all with divinity. Because it's not about creating. We don't have to create anything. Especially if you want to try to replicate something. Our purpose is not to replicate something that already exists. The sun, the wind, the water, God, higher self, people, Gaia. That's not the purpose, to replicate something and clone it. Clone a human being or clone an animal. That's not the purpose. Clone vegetables, fruits, that's not the purpose. Everything that is originated from God will remain. Everything else that is not originated from source, from the highest energy, will start to decay. And we can recognize that in our own selves. Everything that is not true to our own essence, to our own energy, to our own frequency, to our own vibration, what happens? We lose track of it. So, let's start. Let's start with expressing energy, expressing vibration, and expressing frequency. Let's all imagine that everybody has a battery. Battery? Plus, minus. And we know that we have to go to the grid and charge our batteries, right? And that grid has many sources. It's a sum up of infinite energy. Sum up of infinite energy. One more. So it's our purpose to fill up the battery. And this battery can be a computer, a PC. It can be your higher self. It can be your body. Every time you recharge your higher self, you're recharging your body. Every time you recharge your higher self, you're recharging your heart and your brain. That's why we have two hearts, the brain. So we have an example of things that we know that we go to the grid and go and fetch some energy. We go and buy some energy. Buy some energy to the people that are exploiting the infinite sum up of energy that Divine gives us all for free. So, it's time to create a new grid, because this grid, this man-made grid, is taking advantage of something that comes for free. Oh, but in order for us to extract energy, we have to utilize resources, people, money, things, whatever. Yes, true. So let's utilize people, things, money, in order for us to have a magnificent life. In order for the war not to increase energy prices. In order for wars one war at a time. So we have a battery. in our cell phones, in our computers, and every day we charge them up. Sometimes more than once, right? It depends on the usage. On the usage that we give to the battery, on the capacity that the battery has. So we have usage and capacity. And these both create the battery. How much energy can we store? How much energy do we use? So each battery will let you know that you have X amount of hours of screen time, X kilometers for your ride, X vibrations in your life. So a computer will tell us in hours, our higher self will let us know in vibration. Or our body will tell us in vibration, and our higher self will tell it in frequency. Whatever I'm doing here is just me being me and giving my approach to energy, frequency, and vibration in order for all of us to take use of it. Usage of it in order for all of us to to pick up something from ya and make it even, or make it genius, even more genius, because this has to be genius as well, because everything that we do has some genius on it. So we have a computer in hours, we have a car in miles or kilometers. We have our higher self, which is frequency, and our body, which is vibration. That's how we can probably assimilate energy. All right, let's go. So we have a battery, and every day we charge this at least twice. Either being the car, either being your cell phone or your body. We charge them every day, continuously, times, I don't know how many billion, several billion cars, cell phones, bodies, houses. So we have infinite summary of billion batteries. And every day we produce, every day we consume energy from the grid, the natural grid. We produce, we exchange, we give, we share energy in all forms. And this is just an association of tangible and an intangible, the body and something physical that we know. And this battery can be even the same as your tank, your fuel tank, and you can put there natural gas, or you can put there petrol, you can put there energy, natural resources of energy, right? natural resources from Gaia, where we extract, where we got the idea of utilizing energy that Gaia gives us. Fantastic, that's the purpose. For us to utilize energy that divine gives us. So we have batteries that can be a body, that can be a tank for gas, a tank for petrol. We have a body that is our actual body, that has teeth, nails, skin, organs. You know, all of that needs energy and much more. So, we all know the importance of energy. We all know that energy, by Tesla, he said that if we know energy, frequency, and vibration, we will be able to know thyself, know all, unlock the beauty of life. And the more I go into it, and the way I go into it is like this. It's actually like this. It's an intention of mine and an intention of the divine, and I combine and I serve my intention to the divine so that I can listen to such technology, so that I can listen to such spirituality, so that I can listen to such divinity. And all of that is within, because God talks to us within. So we all have the mighty Divine Mother and Divine Father talking to us, as long as we utilize the energy, the frequency, and the vibration of such beings. So that means we have to tap into the frequency, vibration, and energy that God has for us. No matter if it is for our body, or no matter if it is for our batteries. No matter if they are a battery of the cell phone, a battery of the house, a battery of the car, a battery of the brain, a battery of the heart, a battery of your soul. Until now, and that is something hard to say because I don't know whole history. And sometimes we don't have to know it all. We just have to push forward in some ideas that we have. And knowing that our ideas are a combination of divine, we shall give more purpose, more meaning to everything that comes towards us. So, there's an energy. Then there's a battery. There's a battery that is filled by the energy that comes from the grid. And we all have created magnificent technology to extract, utilize energy that is available within the universe, within Gaia. What if there's more energy for us to access? What if we don't even need a battery? Could you imagine if we don't have to just think of it this way, or many other ways, and always, because that's the purpose, for all of us to see a different way in order for us to expand the beauty that God gives us all. And God talks to us and connects with us in ways that we have yet to understand, in ways we have yet to acknowledge. And probably with the success of this idea, of this divine idea to all universe, to all Gaia, to all higher self, that can change everything and everything tangible, everything untangible, everything that we know, everything that we thought, everything within us. Because that is the purpose, to break the wheel. Not in the sense that we're gonna destroy the past. No. In the sense that we're gonna utilize the past and expand it. We're gonna use everything that was given to us until now, and even that is a small particle of God, as we are. Everything that we know, everything that we are here to utilize is just a small particle of God. So why hold on to the will? And not devaluing the sacred geometry, not devaluing the purpose, not devaluing the achievements, not devaluing anything, because all was necessary for us to be here today. So we have a battery that we are used to. We are used to having and looking at life to see if our battery is half empty, half full. What's the percentage? How many miles? How many hours? What else can I do with my energy? In order for me to do something else, I have to have greater energy. It's always about power. It's always about capacity. It's always about having, not having. What if we all have? What if everything's already there? What if we are here just to utilize as we need? For God is great. And I'm sure He has a frequency for us to utilize. For within the body, it's up to us to discover new frequencies in order to expand frequency, in order to expand conscience. So, before, we had a battery. And why not now we associate it to our body? We have a brain. It's our brain. Our brain is not even circular. But I'm not against circles, of course not. I love circles. Round and round. No. Circles also nice that they even made money the shape of it, you know. So we have a brain which connects to the infinite frequency of God. Infinite sum up of frequencies of God. And God connects to our brain and we receive the magical information, which is conscience, which is frequency, which is understanding. And we can describe it in many ways. Emotional intelligence. Well, how many ways are there to describe the intelligence of the human being? God has many more. So we have the brain, which works on a frequency of God. At least it works on the frequency that we allow God to work with us. And then we have energy in a battery where we see it as electricity. We see energy as electricity in a battery, and we see energy within the body as conscience, as frequency. I have the conscience to do that. I have the conscience to do that. With my conscience, I can do that, and that, and that, and that. With this amount of energy in my battery, I can spend X hours, and another minute, and another second, and more time. With X amount of petrol, gas, natural gas, I can do X amount of miles, kilometers. So this is just a process of trying to connect the energy of something tangible, which we see it as a tank or a battery, and correlate it, assimilate it, combine it, and see the difference between our own brain, our own heart. You know, both of them are always receiving conscience, frequency of God. The purpose of our meridian, the purpose of our chakras is to be the receptor of God's energy, of God's frequency, of God's vibration. Our body doesn't have battery per se, but our body is energy. Our body doesn't have several batteries, but it has engines like chakras, meridians, that allow us to utilize the energy around. And how do we access that energy around? Through our heart, through our brain, through the frequency that we choose upon to receive. And you all know this to be true. If you want to do something, it's a matter of mindset. It's a matter of you deciding, you becoming your own agreeiness to do something. I'm just trying to figure out ways for us to do stuff. So, within our heart, within our mind, we can see how quickly from one day to another, from 1 second to another, we can access energy that we are not used to, that we don't recognize, that we want more or we want less. So that means that at all times we are receiving energy from the divine, at all times. And all is divine, so we receive energy from everybody, everything, every people. Until we start to recognize what's our energy and what's other people's energy, other source, spark, examples of energy. You know, you have energy from Gaia, you have energy from the universe, and in the universe there must be many more, there are many more equals to Gaia, you know, not the same Gaia, not the same Mother Earth, but another mother to other galaxies. And they all have energy, they all have frequency, and their energy, as we see it today, is different from ours. But is it? Is it truly? Is it truly that the energy that we see being created by imagination of marvelous human beings on Earth, for entertainment? Because we do know that a lot of energies were already created in the sense that they were acknowledged and they we recognize its potential for our daily usage. But there's something that we have to learn more about, which is another energy, the energy of money. And the dollar sign is very funny actually, because it's the flow. The flow of energy, which we recognize as energy of money, and we gave it that symbol. But that symbol probably comes from the infinite energy that is always available for all, for us to have our needed energy within money, our needed energy within the heart, our needed energy within the mind. And not only this is amazing because it looks like the flow of the energy of money, the dollar sign, but the stripes, now I don't know if it's one stripe or two, but if it is true, it's like a portal. It's like we have a flow of energy, either money or not, and then we have our, let's say, timeline. And our second timeline, I'm not saying that this is the first and the second timeline, but at the end, we have to see more than one way in order for us to flow exactly where we want to flow within the energy, within the flow of whatever energy we are analyzing. Well, so using the example of money, which is available to us, and all of us have experienced at least once random money coming through our lives. From we were little kids, our parents were always giving us money. Always, in the sense that whenever we needed money, our parents gave us money. So there was a flow of energy of money that we didn't have to worry about, because we knew we had two figures, mother and father, present in our lives. And now I'm talking about my own experience, and I do know that not everybody has parents. Not everybody had the same experience I did. But that's nature. That's God. We are all unique. We are all divine. No matter what experience we had, there's beauty in it. There's purpose in it. So this energy, which is infinite, isn't there such energy? And I was saying before, sometimes we receive, even if it is 2 cents, even if you find 2 cents on the street, doesn't matter, big or small, doesn't matter. We know that we can receive money in different ways, or we work for it, we are lucky, we have loved ones, and God loves us all. Do we love God? Maybe that's the balance that we need to find in order to flow an abundant life from Divine Mother and Divine Father, because at the end all of us have Divine Mother and Divine Father. There's only one Divine Mother and one Divine Father. So we are all brothers and sisters of this magnetic flow, magnetic, marvelous, infinite, unique to all of us, because all of us will experience one of these. But they all energy of money. So the example, or money came up to show us that there are different ways of making money. Why not are there different ways of making energy? And there are. We know there are. We use them. We utilize. In our own house, we have different energy sources. We can have gas, we can have fire, we can have electricity. And our electricity is a combination of different, renewable or not. So the purpose here would be, within the grid of God, within this universe, there must be an energy that we can utilize so that we don't degrade Mother Nature or degrade higher selves in order to achieve that energy. None shall suffer to obtain energy, because energy is there, period. Energy is available everywhere, period. God is God, period. We don't diminish God or heighten God as our frequency goes. No. As our consciousness goes. No. God is God. The energy of God is there. The frequency of God is there, available for us to achieve it, utilize it. So what energy is there within this world? What energy is there within us? What energy is within a plant? What energy is within a crystal? What energy is within the universe? What energy is within the sun? They're all different types of energies, but I'm sure that God has an energies that we can utilize or in Gaia or around the whole universe. The same way, each and every single one of us can tap into our higher self frequency. The same way we will, no matter where we are, the same way we will tap into the highest frequency in order for us to drive, in order for us to charge the planet, every single household, in order for us to charge every single transportational device. And instead of having a private car, or instead of having a private plane or a commercial plane, instead of utilizing those things and pay for them, once we reach the energy source, another great energy source that is within us, that is all around us, once we do that, we will no longer need to charge for energy. We will no longer need to do certain types of technological advancements or technology research. And we start researching on newer things, different things, and we stop researching, investing in things that we no longer need. And that is the same within the body, for nature, for the universe, for God, That is the purpose. Our purpose is to invest in things that are going to be beneficial for our vibration, beneficial for our energy. And it's all a matter of frequency. It's all a matter of the frequency that we're going to figure out. So this might be this might be something that looks very simple, for it is. This might not even seem like the answer, but it is. And I haven't done any research about this. I haven't done any research about what I'm trying to expose here for you today and on the next upcoming days. Because there's a great, unlimited, untapped conscience within, and that is the conscience of God. And we reach that conscience within. We reach those developments, those solutions, those keys within. So sometimes we think we don't know. But what we don't know is how to connect within. Because once we connect within, we don't have to know things to know things. We don't have to know things to do things. We don't have to know things to discover things. Because God knows all. And it's about the communication that we have with God. It's about the communication of the divine with you and you with the divine. It's about us wanting the highest life possible for all. So we all have had amazing discoveries in the whole world through many thousands of years. How many of those were turned into the low frequency of that thought? How many of genius ideas were turned upside down? And instead of using the highest frequency of it, we use the lowest frequency of it. How many heartbreaks of people that are really and truly interested in developing something great for everybody, especially the universe, Gaia, living conditions for all, and living conditions in God's world, in God's universe, which is everything. So let us learn from the past. Let us utilize simple ideas for all. Let us utilize simple ideas for the benefit of all. To reduce wastage. To reduce the abuse on mankind and on Mother Nature. To reduce the low frequency within Mother Nature. to reduce the low vibration within each and every single higher self and Mother Nature. And of course, we are not alone. So there are many entities around the universe, around the galaxies, that we can learn, that they are learning. And at the end, we are all together, all learning. So, let us use the magnificence of mankind, humanity, and tap into the highest frequency of God. Let's tap into the highest frequency of God in order for us to find frequencies that are gonna help us all. We're not gonna charge for a frequency of God. It's God. You're gonna charge for God? You're gonna charge for a frequency of God? One frequency that everybody can have? One frequency that can change mankind, that can change Gaia. Or are we gonna charge for that? Brilliant frequencies are just a representation of the light of God within. The brilliant ideas are to be shared. All ideas are to be shared. And at least let's make great and highly divine frequencies available for all. Let us each other do our own work and share for the whole world the frequencies that are gonna change the world and mankind. So, I am divine and I am abundant in all. And that is the purpose, for us to be abundant in all, prosperous in all. And at least we can find something that will help us all start saving more money. As we save, we have more availability of that energy to either give it to ourselves because we truly need it, or share it with others. So the purpose is to find higher frequencies within, for Gaia, for our higher self, for the universe, for God. The purpose is to expose the frequencies of God. And there are some frequencies that all should have. There are some frequencies that are for the benefit of all. Each and every single one of us will have our own path. Phenomenal. Our own missions. Magnificent. Our own purpose. Extraordinary. As we develop our own energy, we will recognize that there is something so deep, so true, that we have to apply it to the whole world. We have to share it for other people with more knowledge, other people with more understanding can see and make it a better world. So we need a big platform. We need let's say, who's the real boss? Or who are the real bosses, organizations within this world? Because I want to know, because I have something that I want to tell you for all of us to enjoy life. And as I told you before, I didn't search about this. I don't know if this is an existing thing or not. But there's something which is purpose. And everything that I do is for all. Because I am a representation. I'm a representation of my highest self. Every day a little bit more. And the beauty of God is to be shared. Either it's spirituality or technology, well, they're one of a kind. One in the same. We just don't understand this biology as technology. We don't understand the elements as technology, Gaia as technology, meridians, chakras, auras. We don't recognize it as technology, but it is the technology that God chose for us to utilize its own frequency. So this is a matter of finding new technology with spirituality. This is a matter of becoming one with God. This is a matter of becoming one with everything that is God, no matter what form or shape or energy they have. And once we can recognize frequency, vibrations, energies that are yet to be shared and utilized and programmed in all of us, we have to go within. We have to start trying to put it on paper. Start trying to make it seem plausible or not. And for those which will be all, because in 52 minutes I'm sure there's something that can recognize with everybody in the world, born or unborn, because we are talking about the frequency of God. We are talking about the energy of God. We are talking about the vibration of God, and it has existed always. So, in order for us to continue, we need a big platform. We need a way to share the message in a way like the news, but not with the frequency of the news. A platform that has to be a different platform that we have ever imagined. But we have to start with what we have. And there are many platforms within the world, many organizations that are dedicating themselves to this. Let's talk about CERN. What is the purpose of CERN? Another circle, huh? I don't know if it's a circle or oval. And the purpose is for a particle to reach the speed and combine with another. To reach such high speed and combine with another. And what we're looking for is this spot, this particle of God, which is frequency, which is energy, which is vibration. So, there is much technology. There is much development. There are many people, institutions, platforms, organizations trying to solve the purpose of what God is: infinite, unconditional, full of compassion, light, and love. Infinite energy, infinite frequency, infinite vibration. For all of us to have whatever energy we need in our batteries, and there's going to be a point where we can even cancel the batteries, because that is the purpose, for us to have a mechanism to receive the high frequency of God. So in our own body, we know that we don't have to add on anything. We don't have to add on a battery to survive. We don't have to. Everything that we have is an offer of God to show us the simplicity of energy, frequency, of vibration that even a biological body can utilize. So if we humans, if Gaia, from earth to elements to natural things, all natural things, all of them have the same associations with chakras, meridians, all of them receive frequency, all of them emit frequency. I'm sure you have listened to mushrooms, you have listened to petals of flowers, the frequency. We listen to the frequency they emit. But what about listening to the frequency that they are receiving? And we do know that plants receive different types of frequencies. From water to air to earth, all of them are needed in order for the plant to grow. All of them have frequencies that once combined with the plant prospers. How are we different from something so natural than a plant? We're not. How are we different from something so magnificent as the planet, Mother Nature, Gaia? We are not. We are not different. We are the same. We work the same, we think the same. At least we can receive and emit frequency as all of them in different ways. But we all receive, we all emit. So there must be something that is so simple and natural that even a chicken has, that even a spider has, an ant, an atom. Doesn't matter the size, doesn't matter the capacity or usage. What truly matters is that there's a frequency, there's a vibration, there's an energy that is flowing from God to all of us in order for us to have energy, vibrate, reach frequency. So, let's make it a 1 hour video. 59. Sum up, 1 minute sum up. There is energy, and we can start utilizing energy and recognizing energy as frequency and vibration, which we have. But to describe energy, to describe frequency, to describe vibration, it might seem different, but at the end, it's a representation of God and how God communicates with us. So from money to the 4 elements, to a tangible way of organizing energy, or or something that is within us, or a plant. Until now, we have associated these and others as the receptors and emitters, transmitters of energy. But there's more to it on the next one. See you soon.